só chegar a esta casa.
Time to look at the log.
It doesn't seem like there's any commentary there.
She got lazy in that chapter. I did too much last time. The collapse of their happiness came slowly, gradually. Perhaps it was because she had touched his blood instead of his skin. But the deterioration of the white-haired girl's health crept along at a relaxed pace. Oh, okay. The life was not sucked out of her in the blink of an eye, as it had been from the band. She merely grew progressively less and less healthy. Amidst her physical decay, she was bestowed with one blessing. Her beauty remained untouched. But as far as blessings went, surely there were others she could have been granted. Could God have not picked something a little better for her? By the time the two of them realized what was happening, it was already too late. The white-haired girl had grown so weak she could hardly leave her bed. Yes.
Oh. You are there.
I am.
Thank goodness. I can't see very well anymore.
How could this happen? I thought I had saved you, but no, I did the exact opposite.
Please, don't talk that way. You did save me that day.
But you're on the cusp of death now, and it's my fault. Because of this curse I bear. How could this happen? Why did this have to happen? What am I? Why was I given this body?
Michelle, can I, ask you a favor?
Go ahead.
Stay with me, please. As much as you can. Until the very end.
I was going to do as much anyway.
Thank you. I'm happy, Michelle. Happier than I have ever been.
Don't you lie now.
And I mean that, Kanetsu. You didn't just save my life. You saved me. I've been saved. But only me.
Oh, because she's dying? So she doesn't have to be, accused of being a witch anymore?
I don't know. Could be that, but that's a weird way to go about it. I wonder how he'll handle things when I'm gone. If only I hadn't opened that door that day. I wouldn't be leaving him all alone. And we could be happy together for even longer.
I thought you were happy. Yes.
Would you please hold my hand? I think it's probably safe now.
I will not. I cannot touch you. If I do, I might take what remains of your life. Take your beauty away and force you to die hideous. I cannot touch you. What the hell? Check that log.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Dark, 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 it's dark. How long has it been dark here? How long have I been in the darkness? It's so cold here. Freezing. Where could she have gone? Where could she... Giselle, yes. Her smile shines so bright it can cast away the darkness.
This might be Michelle, but I'll keep going.
I must take her hand. She's been calling for me for so long. Take her hand? But I'm cursed. That would kill her. No, 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 no. This is a lie?
This is all a lie.
All a lie.
Ow. Ear. It. On his way back from the washroom several days later, Michelle heard muffled voices. You got it. Oh, I'm good. He was having trouble making out what they were saying, but he could tell it was several men, and they were outside the front door. The fact that he could hear them all through the heavy door meant they were probably shouting quite loudly. An indescribable sense of uneasiness came over him. Dread. He drew nearer to the door and focused on the voices on the other side. They grew clearer, enough for him to make out what the men were saying. Everything's in place. We're ready to kill this witch now. This is definitely the place. The half-dead bandit said she was in this mansion. That asshole.
Listen well, no matter what we find in there, we kill it. It could be a child for all I care. That doesn't change anything.
Kill the witch. Kill the witch. Kill the witch. What he heard beyond the door was a group of men shouting for the death of the witch. In that moment, Michelle regretted his decision to let the bandit go free and not watch over him until the moment of his death. He must have made his way down to the village in search of help, where he revealed what he had found at the men. Damn it. But it was too late. Regret would solve nothing. He would neither stop the villagers from raiding the house, nor could he stop the white-haired girl from dying to the effects of his curse. He was helpless to do anything. The gears of his fate had locked him onto a path of tragedy and were turning mercilessly on. The men had begun trying to break down the door with what sounded like a battering ram. While the first strike was not enough to breach the barrier, it was still quite powerful. He was certain it would not hold for long. Michelle's mind raced. Was there anything he could do about this predicament? How could he escape from the corner he had been backed into? Despite his possessing inhuman powers, he would be powerless against a full mob of adult men. The villagers almost certainly came armed as well.
Michelle.
A weak voice came from behind him. Aghast, he spun around to find the white-haired girl stumbling toward him. She breathed heavily, leaning against columns for support. What are you doing out here? You'll only worsen your condition by exerting yourself.
I had a sinking feeling. And I heard noises on my way here. It seems that I have brought all my misfortunes upon you.
Don't say that.
If I hadn't come here, this never would have happened. You never would have been in any danger. Please, Michelle, hand me over to the men outside.
Absolutely not. I will do no such thing.
They're here for the witch, aren't they? I'm guessing they're the same people who were chasing me before. The village had a poor harvest this year, I hear. Like the village in the legend. And they believe it's the witch's curse.
But you're not a witch.
They need someone to fill the role, though. So please, hand me over. And then escape on your own.
I could never.
Please, Michelle.
I'm the one who's cursed, not you. And you want me to hand you over? What would I have left then? Nothing. Not a thing. I would have nothing. After so long, I finally found someone who isn't afraid of me, who won't run. I have no interest in a world that would take you from me, make me live alone once more. To hell with such a world.
Michelle.
Would you? Would you be willing to die with me? I thought this was coming.
If that's what you wish, then stay with me until the very end. I probably wanted to hear that just as much as him. No, not probably. I did. I wanted to have someone at my side as much as him. It's so lonely not having anyone. To live alone. To die alone. To not have anyone watching over you. For no one to even know you're dead. I simply wanted someone to tell me they're here for me. To be there. To hold my hand. How wonderful that would be. The sense of utter relief it would bring would be enough to cast away all the pain, to allow me to accept all our suffering. So please, tell me you'll...
Michelle and the white-haired girl chose to spend their final moments at the top of the observation tower. They could hear the crash of the battering ram against the door, the shouts of the men, and their stomping feet. But despite all that, the ray of light shining through the little window was as beautiful as always. The room's air of serenity remained unimpeached. After the long climb to the top, the white-haired girl was terribly out of breath. Michelle considered several times offering her his hand, but the possibility of doing so might rob her of her last scraps of life stayed his hand. It sounds like they broke down the door. I'm glad we made it up here when we did.
I'm so sorry for asking this of you.
Don't be. I would have chosen here for my final moments as well. This is the one place in this mansion with any sunlight. The one place I can get a good look at you.
Thank you. I'm truly glad that I was able to end up here, that I was able to meet you, and more than anything, that you said you cared about me. Have I managed to become an essential part of your life?
Do you even need to ask? I wouldn't be here otherwise. I feel the same way as you, I'm sure of it.
The two of us are more similar than you probably care to admit. Can I ask you one more thing?
Go on.
Would you embrace me? If this is to be the end, if this is to be my last chance, then I don't want it to end without having been able to touch you. Please, don't refuse me this, Michelle. Just do it, please.
I won't keep you waiting long.
Thank you.
The truth is, I always wanted this. I dreamed of being able to hold you.
I dreamed of it too. Thank you. I'm so very
Dead. She's still so beautiful. What a cruel joke. Could you have not given us some other miracle? One that would allow both of us to survive? Where are you? Where are you? Where'd you get off to? I can't find her, damn it!
Hey, there's some stairs over there. They lead up.
Beneath a single ray of light, the white-haired girl lay completely still. Not even a frail sigh escaped her closed lips. She remained as gorgeous as ever. It was as though she had simply fallen asleep in the sunlight. Looking down upon her, Michelle determined to do one thing. I will not allow anyone to sully this sight. He gave a fleeting glance back at her pristine corpse, then opened the door and stepped through it once. He would protect that room where she lay. Hey! There's someone up here!
So this is where you've been hiding, you infernal witch.
Wait, that's not the girl! The raucous sound of their footsteps rang from below. Shortly thereafter, the men themselves came into view. And as he had expected, they were heavily armed. He glowered at the men, then sucked in a deep breath and shouted at the top of his lungs. I am the witch you seek! I have inherited her curse, and it is I who brings calamity upon you. Hear that?
But he's a...
Man or woman, it doesn't matter. Death to anyone who has ties to the witch! Cleanse this earth of all impurity!
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Michelle did not flinch at the sight of the men. He stood unyielding between them and the door. He did not flinch when they raised their weapons against him, nor when they pierced his body. die and take your curse with you. I have no need for this life any longer. It's all yours. I am cursed. To kill even that which I wish to protect. But at the very least, I can protect one thing before my life is done. Not even one of you will leave this place. Wither and die by my curse! The blood spilling from his skewered body flowed down the stairs, down and down like a little river, soaking the feet of every single man who had stormed the mansion. This was the last thing he saw before the final grains of life slipped between his fingers, which brought a faint smile to his lips. Oh my god!
Uh,
Neither of them had expected what happened next, though, for God had a most twisted sense of humor. The white-haired girl had not miraculously passed away without being robbed of her beauty.
why am I still alive?
She had, rather, not passed away at all. Quite cruel of him, was it not?
Michelle. Where have you gone, Michelle? Michelle. I smell blood.
I mean, one of them was gonna die either way because they were coming. For had he allowed her to die, she would not have been made to witness the scene that awaited her.
No, no.
And I am sure you know just what it is she laid eyes upon in that moment. The ravaged corpse of her beloved. A torrent of blood streaming down, down, down the spiral staircase. And the sickening stench it raised.
No. Oh, why?
And his was not the only body. The villagers who had assaulted the mansion had been subjected to his curse. The life drained from their withered shells.
Why did this? Michelle, why? Why am I the only one still alive?
That is a question I cannot answer either. Perhaps his curse did not affect those he loved, as terribly cruel as that might be. I cannot say.
Why? You said we would go together. A world without you has no meaning.
Had she actually expended her life there in the room at the top of the tower, perhaps this tale could have had a happy ending.
No?
She would have at least been able to have the man she loved at her side until her very last moments upon this earth. But that was not what had transpired. She had survived, been left utterly alone. I felt a profound pity for the miserable girl. So I called out to her. Would you like to see him once more?
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's the witch.
What?
But hasn't the maid been doing the narrating? Does that mean the maid's Morgana?
I'm pretty sure that means the maid's Morgana. I thought she was. I hope she is, but there's no sprite.
Moon.
I have the power to help you meet him again.
Who's there? Where are you?
You know what they call this mansion. So who do you suppose remains on these grounds?
No way. You're from the legend. You actually exist?
Now, I ask you a simple question. Would you like to see him again?
The witch grants people's wishes, but at a price.
She gets to see him whenever, like, she reincarnates, but they always have, like, a bad ending.
I said I
That's
wouldn't.
what I think.
I said I wouldn't ask for her assistance if I met her. But that's all changed. Now that I've lost him, if it's truly possible, then yes, I want to see him. Bring him back to life.
Regrettably, I cannot directly meddle with the forces of life and death. However, I can guarantee you this. Your reconstruction.
Reconstruction?
Correct. To ensure that you remain as yourself in future lives, and are not reborn as someone else, your body and mind shall be reconstructed.
Oh.
As shall his. If you sincerely wish to reunite with one another, if you genuinely need each other in your lives, you will eventually meet again. All I can promise you is eternal reconstruction. What you make of it is up to you. You want to see him again, don't you? You want to hear his voice again, don't you? You want to feel his hand on your cheek once more, don't you? If that's what you want, then you must remain who you are.
Wouldn't that mean that his curse would stick around, though?
If you are simply reborn, that wouldn't be you. So there wouldn't be any point, would there?
Me, as I am, and he, as he is.
Make up your mind quickly. I will not wait long.
I want to see him again.
As you wish, sweet little girl. I shall grant you both eternal reconstruction. And pray with all my heart that you can attain true happiness. Shortly thereafter, the white-haired girl took her own life. She decided she had nothing to gain by remaining in the present time, and that in order to reunite with Michelle, she needed to make her way to her next life. And thus, the mansion was left bereft?
Bereft.
Bereft of a master to travel slowly through the ages until someone came along to give it life once more.
Achievement unlocked. Misty Manor.
Oh, is it? I guess it wouldn't matter since Morgana appeared at the end, but did anything happen to the lot?
No, it doesn't look like it did. Oh boy. Well then, I think we will wrap things up right there on that unfortunate note. Thank you to everyone who came by. Let's see, what will be happening this week? Saturday Kime will probably... Yeah, Moon! I was like trying not to cry when I was reading the white-haired girl's lines during that one, but... I was like, I mean, it works a little since she's sad, but don't let it, don't cry on stream. Oh, and apparently it's, Oh, I'm sure it's only gonna get worse from here on out. It's gonna be hard for us too. Hmm. You guys
See
have a good
ya.
night.
And 3, I did have a third one in mind. What was it? Are you gonna say anything to me? I guess not. What was number 3? I can't remember what number 3 was. Let's go on ahead. Ah, welcome. My soldiers have explained the situation to me. So, you are the next sacrifice. Yes, I am Setsuna. I received word that your ship had sunk and feared the worst. I am relieved to see you are safe. Thank you. There's no need to thank me. In comparison to monsters, humans are weak creatures. Thus, they require protection. As sacrifice, you are to offer up your life in order to protect this whole land. As Lord of the Citadel, I must work to protect my people. Although the difference in scale may be vast, each of us plays a vital role.